But think about it, Leverkusen are actually having Liverpool off here. So, yeah, it's not beyond belief that City did pull out. Just to let you know, at the end of this video, there's Mark Goldbridge, stupid comment of the day. So, stick around for that. Okay, let's do the big debate. Let's do the big X/Twitter debate. The Cherki versus Wirtz. Is there anything else more on trend at the minute in football than Cherki versus Wirtz? Besides the fact that none of them are completed yet, none of them deals are completed yet. One of them plays for Lyon, and one of them plays for Bayer Leverkusen. So none of them play for our clubs yet. Playmaker in Wirtz controls the tempo, links the build up, deep midfield, all over midfield, central coverage, mild to moderate defensive contribution. The type of players like Modric, Jorginho, maybe. Creator, the Cherki, the creator, breaks lines, crafts scoring opportunities, goes wide midfield, attacking midfield, more advanced areas, forward zones, flanking, usually a less defensive focus. Not lazy, just a less defensive focus, given the freedom to be able to do what they need to do to be creative. Let's be fair, if you spend half your game defensively, you're not going to be as good a creator, are you? Think of the likes of Messi, De Bruyne, Neymar, and the man himself that we're talking about, Cherki. Good players, good creators. So there is a tactical difference between them. Right, so that's enough of the boring. That's enough of the boring info, the boring data that separates them. Besides that, we're not going to know how they play in the Prem until they get to the Prem. At the minute, both of these players are unknowns, and they're going to take some time to settle. I think the difference between them both is I think Wirtz drops straight into Liverpool's team, whereas Cherki, I'm not so sure he will drop in. I mean, I think Pep will want to get his message clear to Cherki first before he comes into the team. I think he's going to want to make him basically fight for that initial start before he gets into the team. It's not unheard of. Any new player that comes to City, it normally takes them a year or a season to fully drop into the starting 11. They start off featuring at the end of games, near the middle of the season, get contributing more towards the team, contributing more towards the team until they finally work their way in. Now, last season, we weren't able to do that because we didn't have the players to be able to do that, so we had to keep playing Savio and Doku. So whether they were trash or not, they had to play because we had nothing else. Phil Foden was out with whatever he was out with, mental, ankle, whatever it was. So we had to keep playing Savio and Doku. Besides when Bernardo Silva went down the right. And Pep was fond of playing Bernardo Silva down that right. Absolutely boring, sideways, crab, backwards, anything but forwards. So this is where Cherki comes in. So maybe if we see plenty of that from Savio and Bernardo this season coming up, that is where Pep might think, you know what, Cherki, get on there and sort it out, lad. I've said before, this team is totally different once we have Rodri back. Now, Rodri can control that midfield himself, which means players like Cherki, players like Nunes at right back, players like Thierry Reinders, they're going to have the freedom to go and attack because Rodri will be locking down that defensive position within midfield, protecting the back line as well. Which means Cherki is going to look at a much better player with Rodri behind him. As for team, why they chose these players, well, it's quite obvious, really, why we chose Cherki. De Bruyne, no De Bruyne. De Bruyne's gone. We had to replace him. in my eyes, there's only a few players that could have done it. Wirtz being one of them, although not exactly what we need. We actually do need a Cherki. We actually do need that creative spark. Wirtz is good, but he's not as good as Cherki. Well, let me reword that. Wirtz is good. Cherki's good. None of them are exactly what we need right now. Cherki has got something to work on there. He does need to work on his passing ability and his creativeness, but he is more closer to the player we need. We got Tiani Reinders, which I've said a few videos ago. You'll be surprised, because everyone's saying he's a Gundogan replacement. You'll be surprised that Tiani Reinders will be more of that De Bruyne creativeness, maybe until Cherki comes in. Maybe Cherki sits on the bench, and then Thierry Reinders is asked to be a bit more creative until Cherki comes into the team. But as for why these clubs bought these specific players, Wirtz is actually better suited to Liverpool, and Cherki is actually better suited to Man City. Although Wirtz a bit further ahead in his career, and he's done a lot more in his career than Cherki has. That's fair as well, because playing in a weak Lyon side, Cherki hasn't had the chance to express himself as much as Wirtz has had the chance to express himself in Bayer Leverkusen. And there's an argument to be made that Granit Xhaka allowed Florian Wirtz to be able to do that. So there's too many variables, and it's all subjective. What we need to do is wait until they're both in the league and then judge. But as far as why these clubs bought these players, I think it's actually the right decision. Not only that, but Leverkusen are having Liverpool off here. Leverkusen are going to be able to get 135 million pounds off Liverpool. I never thought I'd see the day that Liverpool would pay that sort of money, and I thought it'd be the other way around. I thought City would be the ones paying for Florian Wirtz, because you're going to get a good 10 years out of him, let's be fair, unless he actually wants to go to Bayern Munich, which I think he does. I think the only reason he didn't go this season is because I don't think they got the money. City have got the money, but buying one player with that money I think is very stupid, and City aren't stupid. They're very clever. I think if we didn't need to rebuild this squad and the club had 130 million sitting around, I think they would be the ones going in for Wirtz. I know we've talked on this before, the whole Wirtz rejected you, this and that, or whatever, but think about it, Leverkusen are actually having Liverpool off here. So, yeah, it's not beyond belief that City did pull out. We'll never know. I mean, there's people that say that Wirtz has come out and said, oh yeah, of course he has, dimwit. He's not going to say, oh, City was my first choice, Bayern was my second choice, but I've had to go to Liverpool because they're the only ones willing to stump up the calf. So, yeah. For me, I'm actually glad we got Cherki, because it means we've got Reinders as well, and it means we've got Aït-Nouri as well. Now, what do we need? What do we need besides that to complete our team? I don't think there's much, because I think you need to give it a season. We need a right back. As City fans, we want a right back. Livramento is perfect. We've saved this money on buying Wirtz, so it would be wise to go and spend that 80 million on a right back. Now you might be thinking 80 million on a right back, that's stupid. Yeah, but don't forget, we've got too many non-homegrown players. We need homegrown player. Livramento, 80 million, you get 10 years out of him. We produced the best right back in the Premier League of all time, which is Kyle Walker. Let's go do it again. Let's stump up that 80 million.
Michael Bridge, stupid comments of the day.
Shut up for the England game. For a turn on a City game.
Right, that's all I've got to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. The Cherki versus Wirtz debate, I mean, it's all over Twitter, X at the minute. Who's the better baller? Let me know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell to get updates when I go live, or when I upload a new video. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.